Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time stopping by, you are definitely welcome. Okay, my name is Ife Artistry and I'm a YouTuber and a makeup artist based in Anambra State, Nigeria. Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I transformed this my gorgeous client. So she came for her birthday photo shoot and I decided to film the look for you guys. Okay guys, so first of all I start by cleaning her face with my angel wipes and the micellar water. Okay guys, so just like remember that cleaning is one of the most important thing in makeup. You have to clean and remove any dirt from the skin, as you wouldn't want to be building like your foundation and other things on top of a dirty skin. Okay guys, so after cleaning her face, I'm going to move over to moisturizing her skin. I'm going to be using the Cetaphil moisturizer, and I'm going to generously moisturize her face, especially her under eyes. So I put like quite amount of moisturizer in her under eyes because I don't use eye cream, so the only way out for me is to put enough moisturizer. So after that, I'm going to be priming her face with my primer. I think I'm using a Becca primer, or no, this is not a Becca primer. I think I'm using the Pond's primer. Okay guys, so after using that, I'm going to be spraying her face. I use that on her T-zone because those are the places I see oil on her face. After that, I'm going to spray her face with my Kiss Beauty spray and let it dry down. So after that guys, I went into her foundation. I'm using the Jaydriz cosmetics foundation. So I mixed the two foundations in my mixing plate, and I'm using my Nuban Beauty blender to blend it into her skin. Okay guys, I will say this again, blending is the key to makeup. You have to blend and blend, like you blend until you see that every area of the face have been covered up with your product. Like, do not put like excess. Make sure your product is not really tacky. I love it when my foundation is a bit watery, so that it helps me in blending. Make sure that I generously transfers all the products every place, and make sure that I'm not leaving any harsh line on the face. Okay guys, after that I'm moving into her highlight. I'm using the Zikel cosmetics concealer to highlight her face, her under eyes, the jaw, the cupid bow, the forehead, and her nose bridge. Okay, after that I use that concealer, the Zikel concealer, in neutral in her inner corners. Then the outer part of the under eyes and stuff, I use this Nuban Beauty concealer in shade 043, yeah, that's it. So after that, I'm going to blend them into the skin, leaving the inner corners for a while because I would want to leave them for a while so that they get tacky before I continue. Okay guys, so after doing this, I'm going to be contouring her face with my Avon foundation. I use the Avon foundation in shade 020 to contour her face. Okay guys, so just putting that on her contour area. So I'm just using, remember that contour, just use contour to create the face structure, to structure or sculpt the face, because like contour gives that face like that's because like after you put your foundation and your highlights everywhere just like bright, but when you contour it gives the face that Then I'm moving to her nose contour. I'm going to be contouring her nose. Just watch and see how I do that, taking it from the brow line down to her nose bridge. I just take it straight down. I make a Y shape from that angle, and then after doing that with my brush, I go ahead and blend it out with my beauty blender. One thing I don't like in makeup is seeing harsh lines. I don't like seeing harsh lines for any reason at all. Okay guys, so after doing that, I'm using my lip stain from the Becharmageless Cosmetics as her blush. You guys know that I love this product a lot for blush. I love it a lot for blush. So because like it's very easy and creamy to blend. There are things that you want to use it for and they will not, like you will need something that is a bit thick, but for this blush is really nice because it's really not thick, it's watery. Okay guys, so after doing the blush part, I'm going to now go ahead and blend in the highlights I left for them to get tacky. I think I love the coverage that I'm seeing right now, so I'm going to now go ahead and blend them in. After blending them in, then I go ahead with setting the face. Okay guys, but before that, blend, I have to blend and make sure I'm not seeing harsh lines. You see the demarcation I'm seeing from my blush. I'll make sure I remove those. I blend and blend and blend and everything is off. Okay guys, so at this point I think I'm satisfied with what I'm seeing. Then I go into setting the face. I'm using the Merak setting powder, of course, to preset the under eyes. So I just gently drop the setting powders on that areas. I remember before I actually begin to set, I make sure there is no creasing lines on her under eyes, because if there are creasing lines there and I set on top of that, it's going to remain that way. So I make sure I blend and remove it with my beauty sponge before I go ahead and set with my brush. Okay guys, so after doing that, on the under eyes, I'm going to now set the rest of my highlighted areas, the places I highlighted, the forehead, the jawline, the nose bridge. I'm going to set all of them with the setting powder. This is called the presetting stage. I'm just going to preset. After doing that, I'm going to start setting the rest of her face. I'm using the Jaydriz Cosmetics powder palette to do this step. So I'm going to be setting the rest of the face with the powder. Below the contour, I make sure I'm setting with the powder shade. You know, then I have to use the contour shade and set the contour, the places I did the contour. Because like one thing I don't do is to use highlighted shade and set everywhere. Then afterwards I have to go and start stressing myself again. So as I'm setting the forehead now, the places I contoured, I'm using a shade that is close to the contour shade to do those. Okay guys, so moving on, I'm going to, I'm just setting basically the contour. Okay guys, so moving on, I'm going to set her nose contour, because so when I did the cream contour, I already created a shape or the effect that I need. I just needed to use the powder contour now to re-emphasize on that, so that is it basically. That's what I do. So for the nose contour, then after that I'm going to get my blush palette. I use the Zulu palette, the Zulu palette from the Juvias place to make the blush. That's the product I use for my blush most of the times. Okay guys, so after that I'm going to start drawing the brows now. I already set the brows, so I'm now making an outline with my angled brush from Merak Cosmetics, and then my gel liner, my brow gel from again Esther and Nubia. Okay, so just basically the liner, I'm just outlining. I'm not doing too much, just make the outline. I'm done with the first outline, then I'm moving to the second outline. So I just gently and quietly outline the brows. Then after outlining the brows, I'm going to go ahead and fill it in. Just watch and enjoy the process, guys. It's just a simple and easy process. just, you know, just watch and enjoy the process though. Okay, great. So moving on, I'm going to be filling in the brows, filling the, like, making false lashes, false brows, like false strokes. False strokes. So I'm just making the false strokes using my Davis pencil in shade 03, and after that I brush them out with my spoolie brush. Then now I think I love how the brows is looking. Then I have to go ahead and conceal the brows. So I'm using my flat brush from Merak as well, and then my concealer, I don't remember the shades I use, but mostly I use the Zikel concealer to conceal brows, because I love how creamy that concealer is. Like, it's easy for me to, you know, blend out at the end of the day. I don't like using concealers that are thick to conceal brows, because at the end of the day it will be hard for me to, you know, blend them together to get a seamless finish. So this Zikel concealer makes it easy for me. I love things that are actually creamy. It makes blending easy for, like, anything that is thick, both foundation, concealer, any liquid product that you're using and is thick. I'm telling you, except you want the consistency to be actually thick, but if not, probably on your eyeshadow primer you want something that is a bit thick. It's not even all the time, but most of the times, like when you use like creamy based products, like when it comes to liquid things and they are creamy, it makes your blending game much better and easier. I don't know, but that's how I feel though, and that's what I do. So I make sure I use creamy products. Okay guys, so I'm done with the concealing now. I equally conceal the upper part of the brows using my angled brush. That's my most favorite angled brush. Use that to conceal the upper part of the brows, and then I'm going right now I'm going into my eyeshadow. I use the Benign Clone White as my eyeshadow primer, and then after that I'm going to start I can't remember the eyeshadow palette I'm using, but I should think it's Blossom, because most of the times I use Blossom. Okay, so I think I'm using Blossom now to just smudge out the transition, just making a transition for my eyeshadow. So I love to make transitions for the eyeshadow, because transitions helps my eyeshadow to, you know, up. Like when I create a transition before I start placing the eyeshadow, at least I'm telling my eyeshadow this is where you have to stop. I don't have to go and, you know, go above the transition crease, you know. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but that is it. So after that I'm using a powder palette as my eyeshadow, the eyeshadow that I'm using. Okay, so I'm just placing that. So you notice something after when I place it, like I didn't really cover getting to the outer V, because I already created the outer V, so I didn't get to that extreme. I left like a little bit of space between the main eyeshadow and the outer V. So at that point I'm using an orange shade to blend and smudge it out. You can see a little bit of effect of the orange shade that I used to you know, transit between the outer V shade and then the main eyeshadow that I use the powder for. So that shade, like, it gives it like a very natural and beautiful color, especially when I use powders for the eyeshadow. So I try to do that so that I get something beautiful. Okay guys, so after that I smudged out the under eyes with a brown shade from my eyeshadow palette, and then I'm lining the eyes with my angled brush. This particular angled brush, that's what I use for lining the eyes. I don't know if it's brand, if it has brand, then it's all this naked brush that I got when I finished learning makeup initially. Okay, then I'm using the Zalon gel liner to line as well. I'm equally using that in the under eyes. Okay guys, so after that I fixed the lashes, and then now I'm just dusting out the excess product that fell on her face, and then re-emphasizing on her face, like I do that when I'm done with everything I'm placing on the face. I just use my powder. I just, you know, re-emphasize everything I just did, the blush, the contours and all that. Okay guys, so when I was done doing this, we fixed her hair, and then I used my setting spray to set the whole of the face. So after that, when I set the face, I used the fan to dry it up, and then I'm making my blush using the I'm making my highlights using the Art Cosmetics highlight palette. Is a blush palette, but it has highlight shade in it. My glow, I mean, and that particular palette is really nice. I love the glow. So that's why I use it. Okay guys, so after that I'm going to I'm working on the lips now. I'm using a brown shade, from, I think it's from Becharmageless Cosmetics and Classic. I don't know, I think I mixed 2 shades together, or 3. I mix a lot of products most of the times. Okay guys, so after that I'm just outlining the lips. Then I used an orange shade again to smudge out. So when you don't want to get something very brownish, you can use an orange shade to smudge the brown out, so that it's not going to be too thick, you know. So after that I'm using the light nude in the inner part of the lips, just as requested by my client. That was what she wanted. She wanted that, you know, particular look, and that is what we gave her. Okay, so now I'm just using gloss on the lips, and we finished. She was so happy with the outcome. Okay guys, so this is basically the end of this video. If you love this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, like and share this video. Thank you so much. I love you guys. See you next time.